Sit back. Sit back. It's the Looney Show. Yeah. You know what up? You know what up?
Boys were hurt because at the end of the day, all them boys came when they were young. Tina were their mom. Their mom was non-existent.
They only know Tina's their mother.
But
They like all of them only know her as their mother. Now, mind you, all of them are gone now.
Yeah.
But they all simply recognize Tina Turner as their mother.
Mm-hmm. And that goes back to, are women born to be mothers? At the end of the day, she did take a role to be a great mother to the boys when their mother did not. But it was a choice that needed to be made for her to heal from this relationship. And it wasn't like she did abandon them when they were young. They were grown men when she decided to leave Ike and heal.
It was definitely a different time, and it was a gradual thing.
Yeah,
it was a gradual thing because it's like after her divorce, from Ike, she was broke as shit.
Yeah,
so she didn't have shit. She was performing in clubs. She was doing
She was bad.
It was bad. She was down bad. Compared to what she was doing before.
Yeah,
and so, it was just like once she did private dancer, all this other shit, going up into that, that's when the relationship, when she was gone for real. Because now she could really
she proved to herself she can do this independently on her own without Ike.
Right.
Because her whole career, the Tina Turner experience was all based off of Ike ideas. Even though Tina Turner wrote the songs, in her head, by the way he was abusing her verbally, it was, you're not shit. It's all me. You don't have the talent. It's all my ideas. Da, da, da. So Tina without Ike was not Tina at all.
No, not at all.
I mean, Tina's name was Ike's name.
Exactly.
The whole Tina Turner was not her. It was Ike. So it did take some time, and she needed to see the value in herself, that it wasn't the Ike experience. It was the Tina Turner and Ike experience, and she was capable of pushing on her career without him. But sometimes when, as parents, and we have relationships, we have to understand when we raising our kids, and in the Black community, this is hard because our structure, our foundations are already rocky. We all know why. I ain't blaming us for it. We know exactly why it's rocky. But it is rocky. It's not stable foundations that we are still having to raise our kids on. And to be honest with me, I think after everything we have been through as a culture, we doing a damn great job. Because I done seen them jump off the bridge.
No, I agree.
But with that, Tina, Ike, they're not on stable foundation. How the kids was brought up and raised in a very abusive, verbal, physically abusive type of household, that when it was time for her to leave and heal, it wasn't done the right way. The boys were basically made to choose and then abandoning their decisions. As a Black woman, to the process of healing, I understand. As a mother, I don't. Because they're the product of me. How they were raised, how they were brought up, is a product of me. And if I'm healing because of some actions that I have done in my life, to sit there and abandon the children that I raised up in this type of environment is wrong. I have to bring them with me to this healing process.
I agree.
Because I am the cause. None of us asked to be here. But life is not fair, and how we were brought up was not right, but we do need to heal. And upon healing, we need to bring each other over, and especially our children. Especially those who had children younger in their damaging years. As you healing as an older woman and male, you need to bring your older child with you to heal, because they are product of everything you went through. And that's what she didn't do with them boys. Because they was a product of that drug abusive, conducive entertainment lifestyle. We know that's not good on no family, no kid, nobody.
It's not. And looking at that, looking at that story, because we're talking about like a video that we saw about the children of Ike Turner and Tina Turner.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about right now, and it's very interesting, and it's also kind of sad, because like these kids were literally in the middle of all this nonsense.
Yep.
Between Ike and Tina. And when I say nonsense, I was just like, I'm talking about just the aftermath, and how they weren't able to really sit there and deal. Neither one of them was thinking about those kids the way that they were, because of the simple fact they're black men, number one. That's a big one. They're black men. So at this time they were at a certain age, and they figured that the kids will be all right.
They were grown men.
It's like they were grown up.
To be honest, they were grown men.
They were high school age and above.
But they still experienced this same harsh lifestyle that you need to heal from.
Yeah, they were still in this harsh lifestyle, and we're doing this podcast because we just found out recently that Ike Turner Jr. has just passed on.
Yeah,
67 years old, died of kidney failure.
Yeah, and all the boys.
Yeah, so all of Tina Turner's children, Ike Turner's children, are no longer living.
It's 4 of them. One from Tina had a child before she met Ike, which is not in the
you know what?
Video.
He is alive though. He's alive.
Yeah. Which is not in the movie, but in her biography, before she met Ike, she had got pregnant, and she has a son, which is still living. Him.
He's the one with all the different problems. He's the one with the different health problems.
Then Ike had 2 sons by his previous girlfriend. I don't know if she was the wife or not. And that's Ike Jr. and the other one.
Yeah.
And those 2 are now deceased. And then Tina Turner and Ike had a son together.
And he is deceased.
And that was the last one.
Suicide.
So that was the 4 boys. And when Tina split, divorced from Ike, she went on her healing process, and they had to make a choice. And if they didn't choose her, they were abandoned. And like I said, as a woman healing, I understand you having to shut people off to heal. But as a mother, those were your babies. And you were the cause of how they became men. So if you notice some things in yourself that needed to be healing, most likely you've seen them also in your sons that you raised, and they were supposed to come along with you in that healing process. And no matter what, should them boys have been left behind?
Not at all.
And when we looked at the story about the boys, none of them...
Ike Turner Jr. was actually the one that was really truly left behind. Yeah, that's the one I can say was left behind.
But what I was saying is, none of them really chose Ike. Those 2 just wanted to be neutral, and it was no being neutral. You had to choose me or him.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the sad thing that those 2 did not make a choice. Her oldest son chose. That's my mom. You know, you're Ike. You're not really my dad. It probably was an easier choice for him.
Right.
The 2 after are not hers. It is Ike's. So it probably a different choice. But they still didn't really choose Ike. They wanted to be neutral. And then you had the younger son that also kind of went to Tina. But I think with dealing with everything that his family was dealing with, we all heard he committed suicide.
Mm-hmm. It was a lot. And then to top it all off, it's like, we talk about, both like Ike and, about Ike and Tina, but we talk about, about their their famous marriage, their famous divorce, their famous marriage as far as just like the abuse that went on. But the aftermath of it was absolutely, to me, the most damning thing was the aftermath.
Kids.
Was those kids.
Those kids.
They were so deeply affected by everything. And I was like, to the point of like all of them died.
Except for one.
All of them has died except for one. Okay? Like, Tina died, sickness. Ike died, sickness. You know what I'm saying? There's one of Ike's other sons, not Ike Jr., not the one that just died, but the other one that died around COVID time, sickness.
Was it Ronnie? Is that his name?
I think so. Mm-hmm. Ronnie Turner.
Mm-hmm.
Ronnie.
Something like that.
Yeah. And Ronnie was the one that was really like the true mix of Tina and and Ike. He was the true mix. Because Ike Turner Jr. was really he was Ike Turner Jr. He was just like his father, being a musical virtuoso. Because of all of Ike Turner's, like, as terrible as he was a fantastic musician.
Mm-hmm.
He was.
Them two together
were absolutely phenomenal.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
Yes.
They were a phenomenal act. The reason we talk about Ike and Tina is because the simple fact they were such a phenomenal act. They were great.
I think the point of this is not Ike and Tina. The point of this is we were looking at the effect that this had on the boys.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as a Black people, it's very important to know we all need to heal. But as we are healing, we need to bring our children with us in this process. Because
totally
just like
agree.
I was affected, me and Looney were affected of the triple down of our moms from their moms.
Shit.
If we don't bring our children to triple down like me, from me to my daughter, I don't want for my future kids to have this triple down.
Right.
I don't have to go outside of my race to make my babies. I can have my babies with a Black man and we'll heal together.
And it's just like...
But you have to bring your kids, and remember, the thing about it is we want to forget what we done in our younger years because we blame ourselves. It's no blame. You don't know better. You did not come. But once you start to realize and open your eyes and educate, you are at fault for what you do next.